Chers collègues, j'appelle à l'ordre cette séance du Comité permanent de la justice. Je voudrais accueillir notre prochain présentateur, député de l'Assemblée législative pour la circonscription de Ottawa-Sud et l'ancien Premier ministre d'Ontario, the Honourable Dalton McGuinty. Mr. McGuinty, I would invite you to please be sworn in by our able clerk.
Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give to this committee touching the subject of the present inquiry shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Merci, Monsieur McGuinty. Comme vous savez, vous avez 5 minutes pour vos remarques introductoires et je vous invite de commencer.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Good morning, and thank you for this opportunity. I wanted to appear before you this morning to tell you why I made the decision to relocate 2 gas plants and how I came to realize that the communities of Mississauga and Oakville were right and that our government was wrong. I've always believed that leadership is about trying to do what's right in any situation. That ultimately is what the people of Ontario elect all of us to do. That's what leadership means to me. Whether it's tax reform like the HST or energy infrastructure like gas plants, Ontarians should be able to count on us to do the right thing. And in Oakville and Mississauga, we were faced with a circumstance where gas plants were sited right next to schools, condominium towers, family homes, and a hospital. That wasn't right. All parties agreed on that. And we needed to fix it. We all agreed on that too. Most importantly for me as Premier was to acknowledge our mistakes and fix them. We got 17 gas plants right, but we got Oakville and Mississauga wrong. So we needed to fix that. Moving 2 gas plants costs more than any of us would have liked. And in return, for the next 20 years, children won't be going to their neighborhood school in the shadow of a smokestack, a polluted air shed won't become more polluted, and we'll still have enough electricity to power our homes and economy. There are 2 developments which, for me, dramatically change the public policy environment that governs acceptable locations for gas plants. First, in 2009, our government brought in some of the toughest rules in the world relating to wind turbines. Our new law in Ontario requires that wind turbines not be located within 550 meters of a residence. But at that time, no mandatory setback was introduced for gas plants, and we still don't have one. In the case of the Oakville gas plant, this meant that in a location that could not legally accommodate 1 wind turbine, we were planning to install a 900 megawatt gas plant, that's one of the biggest in North America, 400 meters from the nearest home, 320 meters from the nearest school, and 65 meters from the closest offices. The second change in our public policy environment happened in 2010, when a private member's bill gained unanimous support for creating mandatory setbacks for gas plants. MPPs were rightly giving expression to new public expectations. And leadership required that I make the right decision based on our new laws and our new expectations. And that's why in the fall of 2010, I decided it was right to move the Oakville plant, a decision supported by all parties. In 2011, we were again presented with a difficult choice. A gas plant project in Mississauga that had been dormant for over 5 years had come to life. An evaluation was undertaken by the Ministry of the Environment to determine if environmental approvals should be rescinded. But it was determined the minister had no ability to rescind approvals, despite the fact that this gas plant was to be located near a hospital, in a residential community, and where 2 new condominium towers were being built. Again, not a single emission-free wind turbine could have been built on that site. This all happened in the run-up to the election campaign. And when the campaign began, the people of that community repeated their argument that the plant didn't belong there. And we all listened. All 3 parties recognized the people of Mississauga were right and that my government was wrong. And all 3 parties promised to cancel the plant if elected. I made a decision to relocate 2 gas plants because it was the right thing to do. And I want to acknowledge, the cost to move these plants is higher than anyone would have wanted. our government's ability to get the right numbers out in a timely way has been less than stellar, and we have struggled to produce documents in a timely way. All of this is true, but I strongly believe locating these gas plants in those communities was wrong, and relocating them is right. I'm pleased to take your questions.
Thank you, Mr. McGuinty, and I would now offer the floor to the PC side. Mr. Fideli, 20 minutes.